Before this video gets started, I just want to thank you guys so much for 300 subscribers. It means the world. I hope you're enjoying the content. Let's get into the game. What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is doing well, and what a game that was. If you've been tapped into the Celtics team the past few years, you could have went up to the casual fan and told them exactly how this game was going to go. Sometimes I don't know where to stand, if I should just say a win is a win and move on, but this is one of those scenarios where I feel like I can. It's a little bit disappointing to see that this habit of coming out flat against weaker opponents is still there, and don't get me wrong, they've been a little bit better this year, but I don't know. It's not what you want to see, this team going down 21 to a team that's lost 27 straight. We just saw a lot of poor play that first half, lacking physicality, loose with the ball, settling for bad shots. And whenever these demons pop up, I try to sit here and think, where are they coming from? Where are they stemming from? What is the source? And I think the problem of coming out flat, playing down to weaker opponents, has really been an issue for this team the past 3 or 4 seasons. So I'm asking myself, what has been the common denominator? The roster has changed a bunch. The coaching staff has changed a few times. The only constant variable or variables have been the Jays, but Jaylen Brown didn't play tonight, so we're not going to talk about him. And if he did play tonight, this game would have gone much different, and we all know that. But Jayson Tatum, I think Jayson Tatum, I'm not calling him the problem, but he is the common denominator here. And don't get me wrong, I love Jayson Tatum. I think he's already on the path of being one of the greatest Celtics of all time, but I have one gripe with him. JT's a good leader. He leads in his own way, but sometimes he's just too stoic for my liking. He's always cool as a cucumber, which honestly could be a superpower in some scenarios. We never see JT get rattled late in the fourth. He's never scared to take the last shot. You see some players out there looking nervous at times, but no, he's always calm, collected. But a night like tonight when you're missing JB, who I consider to be the more fiery player, the guy who wears his heart on his sleeve, it just felt like that cool demeanor rubbed off on the whole entire team, and JB wasn't there to balance everything out. And then before you know it, the first half we were down 21 points. But here's more evidence of Tatum's energy rubbing off on the team, and here's where he gets a lot of credit, is the second half he was a completely different player. He's coming out, he's posting up, he's getting to the rim, he's getting to the line, he's screaming and one, he's hyped up for his teammates, and before you know it, his passion rubs off on the team and the whole game turns around. But anyways, you can't change the person that Jayson Tatum is. He is who he is, and I'm just kind of nitpicking him here. He still had a great game, 30-something points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, 5 steals. If any other player had that stat line, it would be their best game of the year. So I guess I'm just being emotional after a really close game to one of the worst teams in NBA history. Maybe I should just cool it, calm it down, be more stoic like Jayson Tatum. Now I see why he is the way he is. We got to talk about Derrick White here because he had an interesting game to say the least. That first half, I think he even said it might have been the worst first half of basketball he's ever played. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but he had 2 points, 1 for 5 from the field. He was a negative 16 when he's on the floor, and Derrick's plus minus is just never negative when he's on the floor. But in the second half there, he changed up the shoes. It was a completely different story. 21 points, 8 for 10 from the field, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 0 turnovers, and a plus 24. Hitting big threes, that crazy and one in overtime, that block on Jaden Ivey that was just insane. Jaden Ivey pushed off with his forearm first, dislodged Derrick White. Derrick White somehow recovered, went up and blocked the shot. I mean, he just continues to make these blocks that I don't even have an explanation for. But that's what all-stars do, right? They could have a bad first quarter, they could have a bad first half, but when you watch them, you never lose confidence in them, and you know by the end of the game, they'll turn it around, and that's what Derrick White did. He played a huge part in this comeback tonight. Let's talk about KP a little bit too, because he was a driving factor behind this comeback tonight, and it's funny because I recently just uploaded a video about him exploiting mismatches, and I think that was just on full display tonight. I mean, how many times did we see him exploit Bogdanovich, Ivy, Cunningham, Burks? I mean, everybody got a taste of KP tonight. He's just so much taller than everybody on the floor, and he uses his length so well. How many times tonight did he catch the ball at the free throw line, turn with a 6'7", 6'8" defender on him, Bogdanovich, Cade, and just do a flat-footed shot over them like he was shooting over an ant? And he's really able to punish people in the pick and roll, the pick and pop. It's just crazy to me that he's the third option on this team, sometimes fourth with the way Derrick White's playing. We have a third or fourth option who could just go off for 40 at any given moment. It's crazy what this roster is, the talent that's on this team. We're on a back-to-back tomorrow, so let's just move on to the quick hits. A thing I didn't like tonight was the rebounding. I think we can all agree on that. The Celtics gave up 19 offensive boards, and that's the whole reason this game went into overtime. To be honest, I think this is just another stat that shows the Celtics came out flat tonight, played down to the level of their competition. Rebounding requires physicality and effort. That wasn't there for half of the game, so of course they got killed on the boards. Moving on, another rough one for Sam Hauser here. This is another game where he shot less than 30% from 3. Tonight he was 1 for 4. And let's see, he's had 4 games this month where he shot 0% from 3. I don't really know what to take away. I don't really know what's going on here. Does this make you question if he could play in the playoffs? Maybe. This is why the Celtics are trying to upgrade their bench through the trade market. We'll see. Hopefully he comes around. And I almost forgot to bring this up. Does Jayson Tatum always have to be the one taking the last shot? Does the best player on the team always need that? And most of the time, I would say yes, but this team is so talented where I feel like you could draw up plays for other guys because their skill sets are so unique, like Kristaps Porzingis. We saw him exploit mismatches all game. I didn't really understand, not that he didn't get a good look. Tatum's look was fine. It was in the mid-range pull-up jumper. We've seen him hit stuff like that before, but Porzingis had been cooking in that mid-range all game. Me personally, I just thought it made a lot of sense to go back to KP because that shot tonight was unstoppable, and we've seen it time and time again, kind of in that mid-range area, that sweep through he does to draw the foul. There's just a lot of options you have there, so maybe we'll see that going forward. To really sum up the game though, the Celtics win in overtime 128-122. The Detroit Pistons losing streak is now stretched to 28. My God, I can't imagine being a Detroit Pistons fan. Thank God I'm not. You guys deserve better. But the Celtics are now 15-0 at home. Yes, still keeping that streak going. But that being said, I'm going to wrap it up right there. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It's the best and easiest way to support. I'm here after all 82 games, all 82 plus the playoffs. I'm never going anywhere. I'm trying to pump out as much Celtics